Okay, now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. How y'all doing out there today? Happy Thursday. How's y'all mental health? Most importantly, how's that coming along with you? I hope all is well. I hope you're all having a good, wonderful day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you coming in, don't forget, click that like button, leave a comment, click that subscribe button, if you're new here, that is, and watch until the very end. All right? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. You are the loudest one in the room. They are so intimidated by your silence. Listen, some people mistaken quiet people for weakness and loud people the strongest, but they got it backwards. The quiet ones in the room is the strongest ones. And the loudest ones in the room is the weakest. So you gotta sit back and listen to people. Listen to how they talk. They so quick enough to tell everything about themselves. But the quiet person, sit back and observe. This is why people are intimidated by the quiet people. They always say, man, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch out for. And I totally agree with that. But at the same time, the loudest one in the room is the quiet people. The quiet people don't bother nobody. They just sit back, observe, and mind their own business. And stick to their bread, aka their money. They're not worried about nobody else, what nobody else is doing, none of that. They don't care about that. But this was also made people so frightened about y'all, especially when you stand out, you the quiet one in the room. And this made people want to test you too. But they know doggone well, the quiet one will be the one to set it off in their room. I'm not speaking no violence, no fighting, or none of that. But some people take the quiet ones for weakness. Then when the quiet one speaks up or got something to say, now they frozen. Now they shocked. They flabbergasted. They scared. They're scared for their life. Because they're so used to you being silent. And one thing about silent, it confuses people. Remember that. Silence confuses people. They want you to react. They want you to go off at the mouth. But when you sit back and observe everybody in that room, everybody will be intimidated by you. Not just by your silence, but also your spirit and your character, the way you carry yourself. A whole lot of people in that room will say, they real, they this and that. But the whole time, they're a two-faced buffoon. But when you walk into a room, everybody know, oh, he the real deal, she the real deal. They ain't gotta say much. Y'all ain't gotta say much. It's in your energy and they can feel it. That's imagine if lightning hits something. That's how your energy is. Your energy is hitting people upside their head and you ain't gotta say a word. You being quiet. Now, it comes a time when you do gotta say something. But go back and forth with people? No. No. Being silent. That's what frightens a lot of people. Especially the ones in the room that got a big mouth. That love to talk 24 hours. Ain't talking about nothing. But when they see you in the room, they feel some type of way. You know what I mean? It's like they gotta tolerate you because you in there. 9 times out of 10, this could be at a supermarket, a mall, your job, family reunion, whatever. They just mad at the fact because you can see right through them. Man, look, y'all got, excuse me. When you look right through people, you can see what they all about. It's like you could put on your see-through glasses and see right through these individuals. And they know this. That's why they get intimidated by you. they gotta flee like roaches. Soon as they cut the light on roaches, that's flee. When you come into the room with that bright shining light, them roaches, aka people, they flee. I'm not trying to call people no roaches or none of that, but just imagine if you walk into a dark room and your spirit is the light. You walk into that room, man, them people, aka them roaches, is going to flee. They're going to get intimidated by you. It's like the substitute teacher walking to the classroom, the kids acting up. But when the real teacher get back, they get scared. That's how you is. Everybody can walk into the room, everybody just la 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 la, running off at the mouth. But when you walk into a room, it's like attention, and everybody just stand up. Or, oh Lord, y'all, there he go. Come on, we gotta get it together. Oh, there she go. We gotta get it together. It's like when the boss man or the boss woman walk into the school or a company. Now everybody want to be on their best behavior. But when that person don't arrive in the room, everybody want to act up. But as soon as somebody real professional or top of the company or whatever, everybody on their best behavior. Everybody make sure stuff is clean. They helping out people. They ain't no doggone well. They ain't been that much helpful. It's because the one that got the power had entered the room, which is you. You, ladies and gentlemen, you got the power. Like the song, you got the power. Every time you come into that room, you ain't got to speak. Now, when I say you ain't got to speak, I don't mean be rude and don't speak to people. I mean you got to walk into a room, that's do eye contact, and just mind your business. Now, if somebody speak, of course you will speak. But at the same time, they can feel that energy. That resilience in your energy, they are intimidated by it. That's why some people get mad, they get nervous. When they look at you, they got to put their head down, they can't even look in your eye. Some of them can't even speak to you because they're so intimidated, because you are exposing their demons. That's all it is. I don't want them to look at me, they're going to expose my demons. And when they do that, they tell on themselves. They can't even give you eye contact. Hey, you walking by this person, you speak, they head down to the floor. Like, Dad, what's wrong with you? But at the same time, it's not you, it's them. Because remember, you the quiet one. You ain't got to be the loudmouth in the room. You ain't got to be a loudmouth brat in the room. Silent. Silence. Resilient. They don't like that. Well, he too quiet. Oh, she too quiet. Y'all got to do something about them. They too quiet. Them quiet ones, the sneakiest ones. That's what they always say. You gotta watch them quiet ones. They so sneaky. Well, it depends. But them quiet ones, let me tell you, they'll be the main ones that will pull one on somebody. If you know what I mean. The quiet one in the room will embarrass everybody. If they have to. They will sit down and take notes of who is who. They will sit there and study somebody like a test and ace it. This is why people always say, you gotta watch them quiet ones. You don't want to mess with the quiet one. And I totally agree with that. Especially when they minding their business. They don't care about what he got going on, what she got going on, who's sleeping with who, whatever. They don't care. But the loudest one in the room, y'all, be the most scariest cat ever. And how many of you know this? The one that got a loud mouth in the room be the main ones that be the scariest. But the quiet one in the room is the most brave person ever. They walk alone, They don't care about having no friends, relationship, none of that. Because they are secretly working on the come up. And that's another thing too. You moving in silence. Excuse me. This is why they're so afraid of you. You're not telling your business. They don't know your next move. Nothing. Y'all got people shaking up. You got them on their tip of toes like Michael Jackson when he did the moonwalk on the Billie Jean stage. Y'all remember that. Every time y'all come into the room, these people on their tip of toes. That's like Michael Jackson. Finna do the moonwalk. Y'all got these people on their toes, y'all. But when somebody else enter to that room, they're not important. But when you enter to the room, man, look. People sit up, they watch you, and they'll be on their best behavior, like little children. It reminds me of school all over again. Y'all can walk into a room, everybody this on their best behavior. But let somebody else walk into a room, they act a blank fool. But you, hell, some of y'all can speak to people, and you be the quietest one. Some people don't speak, some don't. But the reason why them folks don't speak is because you see right through them, and you intimidated. Well, not you, but they are intimidated by you. You're not intimidated by nobody, but they're intimidated by you, though. Remember, your silence. You're resilient. And nobody don't know your next move. None whatsoever. This is why they act the way they act. They can't even get that act together. They can't even control themselves. But every time you walk into a room, these people, they just don't know how to accept you. Some people look at you like you're some type of celebrity. They act like they seen Jesus himself, LeBron James or somebody. They act like they seen Lil Wayne in the room or somebody. They can't get it together. Ladies, you walk into a room, they'll think you Tony Braxton or somebody. It's because you so quiet. You a mystery. They can't even solve you. Hell, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo can't even solve your mystery. Nor Sherlock Holmes, Criminal Minds, CSI, all of them couldn't solve your mystery. These people in the room cannot figure you out, fellas. She can't figure you out. That's why they get mad at you. Because you go to work, mind your business. And to be honest, fellas, that turn a woman on because when you're not out here like the other guys, run off at the mouth, always got to prove a point to somebody. You being yourself, you staying out of trouble, you mind the business that pays you, that could turn a real woman on, fellas. And I know y'all know that. To all my real kings out there. Ladies, listen. When you see a guy that's not run off at the mouth, you're going to like that. Because he's standing out from the crowd. He not in your face. He not trying to holler at you. He not trying to with you. None of that. He over there minding his business. He being quiet. Fellas, she being quiet. When you see a woman that's in the room, she minding her business. She not on that hoochie mama ratchet behavior. None of that. She over there minding her business. A real king will love a real woman like that. A real queen, that is. Because the quiet ones be the main ones. They be the good people. Those be the people that you want to be with, be friends with, hang out with. And one thing about a quiet person, they're not going to tell your secrets. They will take your secrets to the grave. If you are trustworthy, that is. A quiet person is not going to open up the desk to anybody. Trust me, I know. We don't open up to people like that. But if you are real, and we can sense that you're just like one of us, welcome to the goofy party. Oh, another thing about the quiet people. When a quiet person get comfortable around you, get ready for the goofiest side of them ever. This will shock more people when they see the quiet person showing another side of them. The quiet people got so many different personalities. You see what I mean? But they just don't show that everybody because everybody is not on that same type of time that they are on. You see what I mean? They only show it to the people that they fully trust and that are real to them, to their face and their back. But listen, y'all, the loudest one in the room get the most attention. And that would drive people jealous. Who he think he is, who she thinks she is. Coming here, all that, stealing all the attention, getting all the glory. People will get jealous of that, y'all. But that's not your fault. So, the ones that yap, blah, 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 is the weakest. Like a parrot would say, you are the weakest link. These people are the weakest, these people are the weakest link ever. So don't let these people try to put you down, try to put you to shame because you like to mind your business and stay out the way. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, you talk when you feel like it. When something needs to be said, you're going to say something. But other than that, you're not finna change for nobody. And you sure as hell ain't finna go back and forth with nobody either. That's word of mother right there. But the reason why they so afraid of you, intimidated by you, because you too real. You the realest one in the room, and you ain't gotta say a word. But they walk around here, oh, I'm the realest. Whole entire time they a snake, a fake, a rat, and a clown. But remember, I'm so real. Yeah, right. Actions speak louder than words. Your work ethic and your action, ladies and gentlemen, is speaking for itself. That quiet one in the room putting in most work than everybody in that room ever. Get more attention that they do. Because remember, you minding your own business. It costs $0 and 0 cents to mind your business. And some folks can't even do that. But quiet people, hey, that's imagine minding your own business came with money. Man, we be rich. That's imagine. If minding your business costs, well, not cost, but minding your own business will get you money. Everybody in the world will be minding your own business. But the type of world we're living in today, some people can't even do that. But that's imagine. Minding your business. Get you big banks. Everybody be minding your own business and not worry about the next man or the next woman be doing. Everybody will be minding your own business and just staying out folks' way. But y'all know, some people that's too doggone nosy. Then when you quiet, they act like something wrong with you. Or what's wrong with you? You can't talk. Then when you don't tell your business, they get mad. Let them be mad because you already know what type of people you're dealing with. Nosy, backstabbing, two-faced bums. They'll go back and tell your business. And not only that, they will smile in your face and act like nothing didn't happen. So for my quiet people out there, you smart. Continue to do what you are doing. You ain't got to prove a point to nobody out here. Let your actions do the talking. Let your work ethic do the talking. And if you're not quiet, but at the same time, you be observing, this video is for you too as well. So Don't let these people fool you. And to be honest with y'all gonna pull one on them. You gotta watch him, watch her. They too quiet, they slick. They may be right, but guess what? You are about to out-slick everybody in their room. They got a big mouth. Watch. Or as a matter of fact, you already done did it. That's why they so ashamed, they so embarrassed. They don't want to talk to you now because you proved them wrong. Every single last one of them, you proved them wrong. It continue to do that. It continue to keep up the good work. I love you all. God bless. Y'all be safe out there. Be safe out there on the roads, highway, wherever you at. Be safe. Stay prayed up. And just remember, we ain't gonna stop until we get to the top, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all will catch me tomorrow. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.